I don't know about you, but I don't tend to dive into things if I'm not motivated and I'm not inspired. And because we have so many things coming into our line of awareness every single day that is asking for our time, is asking for our attention, asking for our money, we want to be really clear about what am I going to get out of this? We tend to want to know if I put the time and energy into something, what am I going to get out of it? So that's why benefits of dream work is tip number two, because if you can keep these in your line of vision and remain inspired and motivated, chances are you're going to be more consistent in your efforts. So I love talking about this because I don't think people realize, and in fact, the strongest feedback I get from the clients that I work with is I had no idea how much this was going to change my daily life. I had no idea all the benefits of moving into dream work would bring into my life. So I've got about six or seven of them that I want to highlight for you guys. So the first one is one of the benefits of committing to a consistent dream work practice is giving up excessive alcohol. Um, if you're a high achieving person, if you've got a lot of demands on your time, if you are a leader or a business owner, or even if you're a mother at home with children and managing household stuff, you've probably realized that there is stress in life. And one of the ways that we've been conditioned to deal with the stress of our lives is to drink. And I personally gave up drinking alcohol at the start of COVID. And the reason you don't want to consume an excessive amount of alcohol, and I'm not talking about giving up like a glass of wine with dinner. I'm talking about drinking to the point of a buzz or drinking to the point of being inebriated and falling asleep under the influence of alcohol. That right there is going to disconnect you from your dreams. It's going to give you really bizarre dreams, and you probably won't remember them correctly because your mind's not clear. So when you give up drinking alcohol, we all know the benefits of this. You have more clear-mindedness, less calories, and you're kind of stepping back from what I call self-soothing, right? Because drinking is a way we kind of soothe the stress, but it's really just working with the symptom of stress. It's not getting to the root of stress. Your dreams are going to reveal to you the root of your stress if you can give up something that kind of just soothes the stress of the day. So less alcohol intake, lots of benefits there. The second one, and it almost feels so obvious to say, but it has huge benefits that our modern busy lives have kind of forgotten about, is more sleep. Okay, guys, I could really go off on this because I'm really passionate about this. When we do not prioritize our sleep, we are chronically fatigued. We're not giving our nervous systems a chance to self-regulate. So we're already waking up dysregulated. And most of the time, we're not getting sleep because we're watching screens before bed, or we're consuming too much caffeine, or we're ruminating, we're fixating in our minds about the next day. We're not present in the moment. So if you want to have a helpful dream work practice, you want to get more sleep. You got to set a sleep routine. You got to know when you're going to bed. You got to set that intention. And you got to know when you're going to wake up. And you got to know how many hours of sleep you're going to get in between. It's like so simple, but yet because our lives are so busy and complicated, I find that this is probably the most overlooked step and most overlooked benefit of dream work. I highly recommend that you get between 8 and 10 hours of sleep a night. And this is backed by lots of sleep studies and science that are consistently telling us that lack of sleep is leading to more illnesses, more diseases, more anxiety. Okay, so being a self-regulated person means we're getting our rest, and we know the difference between being on and off, and we understand that turning off is a big part of our job here as human beings. We can't be on 24/7. We have to take a break. We have to go into our rest. So more sleep, tons of benefits from more sleep so that you can remember your dreams better. The third one is you're learning something new. And even if you've been doing dream work for years, like I've been doing consistent dream work now for about 3 to 4 years, you're always learning something new. Your curiosity remains alive. You're stimulating your brain, you're stimulating your mind with new ways of being and new information. And neuroscience, people who study the brain, are constantly telling us that the way to expand and be healthier and more vibrant people is to stop hitting the same neural pathways over and over, but to create new ones, right? And the way we create new neural pathways is learning something new, getting curious, having an open mind, having a mind geared towards innovation, curiosity, imagination. So, learning something new, first of all, just learning the art of dream recall and dream reflection, and then learning something new about yourself with every dream that you engage with is going to expand and open your mind and make you so much more healthy and more vibrant in your day-to-day activities. And I've mentioned this before, but the fourth one is less screen time. Because if you really want to get serious about getting wisdom from your dreams, and that's the whole point, right? We're not doing this so that we can just brag about, yeah, I work with my dreams and I'm awesome. We're doing this because we know that our dreams hold vital, very important information and guidance for us, wisdom that it wants us to apply to our everyday life. So when you get serious about this, you're going to put the phone down, you're going to put the screen down, and you're going to spend some time just with yourself, not being stimulated by an external source, but prioritizing your rest and your reflection and meditation and journaling. So less screen time is fantastic for all of us. And this last one is actually like a really big one. I'm really excited to dive into this. One of the biggest benefits of consistent dream work is less judgment and less shame. Now, that means less judgment and shame towards ourselves and less judgment and shame towards other people. Now, you may be wondering, how does consistent dream work help me, be less judgmental and feel less shame and criticism in my life? Well, you may have noticed that dreams are kind of bizarre. And sometimes we have dreams that blur the lines of what we in our waking life would say is ethical, moral, acceptable, right? There's so much shame involved with dream work, especially if you have, conditioning towards being kind of a perfectionist, or, you really want to be a person of integrity, or you have strong moral guidelines. Dreams don't play by the same rules that you and I play by in our day-to-day life, and that's actually a good thing. Now, dreams, of course, are not literal. So the things that are happening in our dreams that scare us or gross us out or make us feel like bad people, they're not literal. It's metaphorical. So first of all, that's a great way to dial down the judgment and shame about what you dream about or what's happening in your dreams, just knowing that it's not literal. But then also, you have to learn to approach your dreams with neutrality, meaning you have to drop your projections about your own dreams in order to get that gold out of them, in order to get that practical wisdom and guidance out of your dreams. You can't project onto them. You can't say, that was bad, I'm a bad person, I don't want to think about that. And in fact, pushing away your dreams is only going to increase your own judgments and criticism. It's only going to increase and reinforce your already existing projections and assumptions. And if you just live your life every day with the same projections and the same assumptions and the same, like, this is right, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad, you're just going to create the same patterns over and over and over. Now, if those patterns are working for you, then all the more power to you. But I find that most of the time those patterns are not working for people, especially at midlife. They find that the conditioning of their younger life no longer applies to midlife and beyond. The rules change. Things get different. We have to find new ways of being to survive this big midlife transition. So, less judgment, less shame, less pushing away our own minds, and really learning how to work with a story of a dream without fear, without shame, without projection, and without going, I don't want to look at this, just wanting to push it away. You have to learn to sit with things, even if they make you uncomfortable. And in fact, I talked about this on a previous episode about nightmares. The dreams that make us uncomfortable are the most important dreams because they're trying to get our attention. In fact, they're trying to trigger us a little bit so that we'll go, why do you keep showing up this way? What do I need to know? Okay, so let's recap those benefits. There are massive benefits to dream work. Less alcohol intake, getting more sleep, being more regulated, getting our rest, learning something new, creating new neural pathways in the brain, gearing ourselves towards curiosity and innovation. Especially if you're an entrepreneur or a high functioning leader, you are always adapting, always innovating. Learning something new is great. Less screen time and less judgment and shame. Okay, so first two tips of how to improve your dream recall. Become aware of your beliefs and become aware of the benefits. And I'm curious, which one of those benefits resonate with you and inspire you the most? Is it giving up alcohol? Is it getting more sleep? I don't know a single woman on the planet that doesn't want more sleep. Is it learning something new? Is it decreasing your screen time? Is it becoming a less judgmental person and having more empathy? All of these really excite me, and hence why I do this every single day. And I love to see the transformation that happens in clients when they start to experience these benefits. It's like the vibrancy returns. The biggest challenge I think people are facing today is burnout. Life is stressful. There's so much going on. We're being pulled in so many directions, and we're stressed out and we're burnt out. And dream work is like this weird back alley way of reinvigorating ourselves with vibrancy and healthy habits. These are habits, right? Dream work is a lifestyle.